So, Tigers, since we last spoke, they won a 3-game set against the Mets. They had a couple of games rained out. Then they had a doubleheader, split that, but they had already won game 1. So they win the 3-game set against the Mets, feeling good. They win opening day against the Oakland A's, and then they poop the bed. And the Oakland A's smacks them around, back-to-back blowout losses, 4-0 to the A's on Saturday, 7-1 against the A's on Sunday. And then yesterday night, get blown out to the Pirates 7-4, which at least is a little bit more acceptable because the Pirates are having a pretty good start to the season. So you reckon they're a hot team, and it's in their home, so they're going to be feeling pretty good. But I want to say this right now. Okay, the problem with this offense is not simply that they can't score runs; they can't even hit. They went on Sunday. I want to say their starting pitcher threw more balls than strikes, as in they're giving you bad pitches, right? Like opportunities where they're going to eventually be forced to throw a strike zone. And I think we got 1 run on that whole day. And I want to say it was I didn't want the recap icon. I wanted the box score. I clicked the button and I got scared. I want to say, let's see, how many hits do we even get? We got 7 total hits. But I want to say they were all split up. We were not hitting with men on base, which is just, it's exactly what last year was. It was Tigers threaten but do not score. I'm pretty sure that line was said by Dan Dickerson a billion times. Dan Dickerson, of course, the play-by-play radio announcer for the Tigers. And, it is funny, right? Because I hear a lot from Tiger fans, and I see a lot on social media, at least going into this season, people were looking at us like, oh, yeah, this is pretty good. This offense is going to be – I mean, we got Mark Canha. We got Andy Ibanez. Riley Green is going to be good, and Torkelson and stuff and things and stuff and Parker Meadows. And then, I mean – I hate to even look at some of these stats, but we have to talk about it because this offense is so bad. First of all, as a team, okay, where do you reckon this offense ranks? Batting average, okay? It's an old school stat, I admit. It's not, perfect, but the Tigers currently sit 22nd with a team batting average of .218. Just a little bit above the Mendoza line there as a team. Among teams that are batting better than them, let's see if we can get some horrid examples. The Kansas City Royals are batting better than them. The Colorado Rockies. I don't know if that's exactly a comparable example, but maybe it is. I mean, they're playing in, Coors. But, I mean, we're not dealing with, all-star teams that are all ahead of us. Some of these teams are not blow you away. And, to be fair, I guess there could be worse offenses. I mean, Toronto, do you even show up to play? Are you aware of what baseball is? Ball, meet, bat. That's how they don't know. And, I mean, Minnesota is also anemic. But Minnesota lost one of their best players in Royce Lewis. And I don't know if not that that's an excuse for an entire team betting 181, but still, their average could be higher if Royce Lewis was playing. And then what about OPS? Okay, this is probably more of a mainstream hitting stat at this point. I think it's, in general, probably a more useful stat. It gives you more of an idea of how effective your hitters actually are, as opposed to just, hitting a ground ball single and, doing no damage. Well, the Tigers are 25th in the league in OPS, 622 team OPS, behind the Oakland Athletics. You heard that right. The Oakland Athletics of Sacramento, Las Vegas have a higher team OPS than your Detroit Tigers. But don't worry, we didn't need to address the offense. I mean, have you seen Kenta Maeda? And another home run just got given up. Hold on. Here it comes. There it is. Is it? Ow! Just hit poor John Sterling right in the head. I don't know why he's on the other side of the diamond, but another more fun stats, okay? So I decided to look at the WAR across the team here. Because one of the things that always gets me when I criticize or when I see people get mad at people for criticizing the team is they'll say something along the lines of, "Oh, what you wanted Matt Chapman, or you wanted JD Martinez, you wanted Cody Bellinger." Well, like we have, Cody Bellinger's an outfielder, I believe. I could be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure he's an outfielder. We have Riley Green. Well, let me tell you, if you didn't have Riley Green, you probably wouldn't know, because Riley Green is sitting with a .3 WAR. And by the way, Riley Green is also batting a electric 194 with, granted, a 798 OPS and a 130 OPS plus, but that's mostly because 9 times out of, like, he's got, like, I don't know how many hits, but like all of them are home runs. Let's see, he's got 10, or no, he's got 7 total hits, 3 of them are home runs. His OPS is a little juiced, needless to say. He's not going to hit, 100 home runs. I don't think that record is going to be broken anytime soon. But on top, it's like, oh, well, we don't need, Matt Chapman or JD Martinez. We have, let's see, we have Colt Keith. Colt Keith, who is batting .250 with a 615 OPS. He's also struck out just 4 times. He's walked 4 times. Like, I'm not saying all these guys are like awful, but the idea and the nerve. And by the way, what is Colt Keith's WAR? Let me see. Right here, it is a solid .2. Now, the reason I like to look at WAR in particular as well is WAR is looking at replacement level players. Okay, how many wins do you get having this guy on your team compared to a replacement level player? And not a single one of our players has a 1 WAR. 1 WAR. That's not, lighten up the stat sheet, okay? Not one player on this offense could give you 1 win compared to a replacement level player. That's what they're telling you, at least on Fangraphs. Like, this idea that we were so set, okay? And I warned this team. I warned fans. It's like, you're putting a lot of stock into a bunch of young guys who are unproven, who could completely slump, right? Like, Riley Green has not been able to stay healthy his entire career. And when he has stayed healthy, he's been pretty good. But, I mean, he hasn't played that much. Like, it's not like there's no proven commodity on this team outside of some of the veterans that you signed. And even then, Gio Urshela, Mark Canha, Carson Kelly, I guess, is he a vet? I don't know if I consider him a vet. I guess he's kind of a vet. Like, Jake Rogers, like, these guys are not, nobody is in fear when they see a Tiger lineup. Nobody. And who in this lineup, who behind, when he steps up to the plate, and I challenge Tiger fans this, when X player for the Tigers steps up to the plate, you got a feeling you can win the game, right? Like, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, runner in scoring position, game on the line. Who out of this lineup do you even want to bat? Like, do you want Riley Green? I mean, hey, he's got a, 20% K rate and a 167 batting average on balls in play. Not exactly the most, like, electric stuff. Like, do you want, let's see, do you want Torkelson? Probably not. Where is Torkelson? There he is. This list is it an alphabetical order? No, it's not an alphabetical order. No, you don't want Spencer Torkelson. You know why? Because Spencer Torkelson is a negative .2 WAR. Having Spencer Torkelson on this team right now is hurting you. Like he has the same WAR, and this is unbelievable. He has the same WAR as Javi Baez. He is, in theory, according to the statistics, however WAR is calculated according to Fangraphs, he is losing you as many games as Javi Baez is. And Javi Baez will swing at a ball that is here in Okamus. Like the pitch could be, launched the other. It could be a pickoff attempt, and Javi Baez would swing at it. And Spencer Torkelson is offering as much wins compared to a replacement level player as Javi Baez is to a replacement level player. So it's one thing to say, give it some time, let this offense kind of figure it out. I'm not saying that can't happen. But the fact is, we can't afford another bad April. Like, we've done this for, I'm trying to think, at least since 2021. At least since 2021, probably even before that. I want to say I've heard a stat. The last time we had a winning record entering the month of May was in 2016. That is absolutely unacceptable. I don't want to hear about rebuild and Al Avila and bad trades and Harvey Baez. I don't want to hear about it. It's not an acceptable product when you're basically just like, well, maybe next year will be better. It's like you had opportunity to be better this year. You decided your grand strategy, Scott Harris and Jeff Greenberg, was to run it back with the 28th worst offense in the league last year. You decide this is so garbage in, garbage out. You slot in this terrible offense, and what do you know? They don't score runs. What do you know? They get shut out by the A's. What do you know? They score 1 run in 18 innings against this probably one of the worst franchises in Major League Baseball right now. Like, you can, I know they won today, and people probably are feeling good. They don't want, negative energy because they just got a crazy comeback win. Look, you stole a win on the road. I'm never going to apologize for it, and they shouldn't apologize for it. If they can use this as a jumping off ground to go in Thursday afternoon and just light up the Minnesota Twins, go ahead. I'm not going to be upset. In fact, I'd be ecstatic. I'd love to see the Twins get absolutely slobbered on. I don't know if that was a weird verb to use. Whatever. I'd love for that to happen. I'm not going to hold my breath because I've danced this dance for like 4 or 5 years at this point. And I want some of these guys to step up. Torkelson has to step up. Green has to step up. Carpenter, Keith, all these young guys, Parker Meadows especially. I mean, my goodness. Like, how can a guy batting .080 be somewhat consistently your leadoff bat? You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't lead off and bat .080. You're not Kyle Schwarber. And even if you were Kyle Schwarber, I'd still send you back. You're batting 9th at that point. You can't do it. So, with all that being said, yes, this offense is as bad as advertised. The pitching, it's good, but it has to be great in order for this team to go on any sort of run. And I don't know that it's great. Tarik Skubal is great. Tarik Skubal, clearly your best pitcher. He's great. Jack Flaherty? I don't know. Reese Olson, he's young, but I'm not feeling great. Casey Mize, I thought he did pretty well today. I thought he was okay. It wasn't amazing, but it seems like unfortunately for Casey Mize, he's going to be turning more and more into a fifth starter in a rotation as opposed to your ace or second in command, so to speak. Which really sucks because taken first overall. And it looks like his trajectory is much more in line with a bust or like a journeyman than it is with, a superstar pitcher. And Kenta Maeda, look, I'm going to give him some time. He's a veteran of this league. He's never posted, a 9.50 ERA like he has right now, or a 9.9 ERA. But all I heard about this guy was, well, he doesn't give up the long ball. He'll eat innings. He's not going to give up a lot of home runs. And all this guy has done is given up home run. That's like the one thing that's been consistent about Kenta Maeda. Like, he'll do basically nothing else consistently. But he will definitely give up some home runs. So, look, again, he's a vet. I'm not necessarily in any terrifying mindset about Kenta Maeda. I think he's probably going to be okay. Jack Flaherty, I mean, he hasn't been that good in a while. But if he can have a Michael Lorenzen-esque season last year where you're like sitting at around a 4.5 ERA or something like that, and maybe you eat some innings, yeah, he's a vet too, so he does bring that experience. And I'm not gonna yell and scream about either of those guys because they're short-term deals. You're not breaking the bank on any of them. You didn't sign Kenta Maeda to be your ace, and the bullpen has been great. I will say that as well. To end on a somewhat positive note about this team, the bullpen has been fantastic. I love Jason Foley. Shelby Miller's been fantastic. Will Vest has been great. Tyler Holton's been great. I mean, even Joey Wentz has not been like terrible so far. I don't want to, jinx it because it's Joey Wentz, and I've also danced this dance before. I mean, like, I just look at I'm looking at the numbers, and I'm looking at the ERA right here. Like, it's really not like the worst of it. I mean, you have some ugly numbers on FIP, depending on I'm not as big into pitching stats as I am into hitting stats. But a guy like Andrew Chafin has a really high FIP that usually doesn't bode well over a long period of time. But even like a guy like Alex Faedo, like Faedo has some stuff, but like I don't know that his 284 ERA is going to last, right? Like, but if he can eat an inning or two for you, he has started games before. He does have major league experience. He could be of some value. But yeah, I mean, looking ahead though, you got the Twins in a 4-game set on Thursday at home, and then the Rangers in a 4-game set. Look, if you can win that 4-game set against the Twins, we'll be right back on it. Okay? Like, we'll be right back on top. I'll be feeling good. We'll hopefully be able to talk positive news about the Tigers next week, but I don't know. It's hard to trust this offense, but the Twins offense is apparently worse. So, yikes. We'll see about that. Hey there, what you just watched was actually a clip from a larger show that we do every Tuesday night. What are you doing Tuesday night? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the like button so that you don't miss out on any more of our weekly shows every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there.